So this month's training for loss prevention is going to be for a new program that we're getting ready to roll out to everybody. Um, Thermal fuse oxygen devices. So over the past couple years, we've had a couple instances where we've had fires that have resulted into fatalities with people that are smoking with oxygen. The state of Ohio has recognized that oxygen related fires and fatalities are probably the number one cause of fatalities in the state of Ohio. So the state fire marshal has instituted a program where they're giving fire departments a number of these thermal fuse devices. And what they do is they connect to both the oxygen tubing at the source of the oxygen as well as the distribution part up at the face. Um, each fire department in the state has received six. So what we are doing here at Westchester, we're looking at um, adding more to our vehicles so that we can do it a little bit more efficiently. So we're in the process of purchasing some right now. So what I'd like to do, that this is a um, program, PowerPoint that the state fire marshal has sent out for training. So we're going to be using their information on what these devices are, and then I'll go over how Westchester is going to do it. So in 2022, there are some statistics. I'm not going to read all these things to you because you'll get bored. But smoking related fires, like I said before, are the number one cause of fire fatalities. And all of this is through the community risk reduction to eliminate, reduce, whatever we can do to bring those numbers down. So we are doing our part to try to assist. So what's the state fire marshal doing? Um, we have literature, we have some pamphlets, we have the devices, and we have some forms. So we're going to modify the way that their program works slightly once we get our. But I will have a number of these flyers that you can hand out to people. The idea is when you are out on runs, you go for a lift assist and the engine is there. If you go for a sick person and the squad is there, or you go for anything where both of you guys are there, we want you to pay attention and notice that, yes, the home has an oxygen device present. And if you notice that there may be smokers in the home, whether it be the actual patient or just another family member or another resident inside that home, we want you to approach them and say, hey, we have this device, we have this program, we're trying to assist with this, and just talk to them. That's, do the public education portion of it. If it's something that you can't do at the moment due to whatever situation you're in, you got to hurry up and get out of there, whatever. Take the information and send it to loss prevention. We'll approach them and try to get them to participate in the program. So what is a thermal fuse? And I said the state fire marshal has purchased these. They have a bulk purchase program through a vendor. We're not part of their program. We will be doing this separately. But as you can see, throughout the 88 counties in Ohio, these devices are going to be given to fire departments, 6 for right now. And with it, so they're tracking, as with any community risk reduction program, they're tracking how it's implemented and how effective is the program. So you'll notice when you get these, they're in a packaging. They have an expiration date, which is about 5 years, and there is also a QR code on the outside. If you're in a vehicle that has a department issued phone, we want you to go ahead and scan the QR code, fill in the data. If you can't, because you're in the engine and you don't have a department phone, take the packaging, you're gonna send it back to us, we'll take care of the paperwork. But I'm gonna show you some other paperwork that there's a liability form that has to be filled out. Okay, so what is this? What are they? And for, to be real generic about it, it prevents sparks, heat sources, things like that, getting into the tubing or to the oxygen, and it reduces the severity, it reduces the potential, it hopefully eliminates the entire fire whatsoever. So it's a two-part thing. Like I said, one goes by the oxygen source and one goes by the patient. So the I chiefs have said that there's been a 14% increase in these oxygen related fires, 160 resulting in 80 deaths. So 50% of the fires that occur related to oxygen result in fatalities, and that number is way too high. So here's the state fire marshal's program. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit modified when we're using our devices, but for the time being, on the 6 that I have, this is what has to happen. So you come across the patient that needs one, I am going to have the device. They're going to be sitting here, rather than throwing extra things on the battalion or on the vehicles or whoever. You call us and we'll go out and we will take care of installing and taking care of the paperwork. If it's something that's during the day, we can go out. If it's something on the evenings or weekends, you'll have to let us know and we'll come out the next business day. If it's something that has to happen immediately, the battalions are going to have access to the devices in my office. They can grab one and go take care of it. So, but like I said, on the packaging is a QR code. When you scan that, it's going to come up with all the pertinent information. Patient's address, number of devices, what's the expiration date on the device, all these things. And that form is going to be automatically sent to the state fire marshal for their tracking to make sure that everything goes well and that they're seeing results from their program. So how do we install these? The liability form that I'm going to be sending you has all this information as part of the packet. So what you're going to get, let's see if I can back this up. So here's how you install it. The fire safe cannula, you install it back here by the device, the supply, by the tank, by the oxygen generator, whatever it may be. And then the other one will go at the far end of it where it connects between the oxygen tubing and the oxygen mask, cannula, whatever it be. You'll see over here on the left side, it shows you how far this thing needs to be pressed onto the device to be installed properly. You don't do it it's got to be fully connected so that it doesn't accidentally come undone. It's so simple. It's, very easy to do. On both ends, just make sure that you press these. The device has a male end that goes into the female end of the oxygen tubing or the oxygen mask, cannula, whatever it may be. That is literally it. So what we're going to change, and I'll send out updates when we change to the devices that we buy. You will be able to take one of the liability forms. You'll be able to send that off to, when you have it installed, they're going to sign it. They're going to put their signature. On the back side of it is the information that needs to be collected. Property owner, address, phone number, number of devices, all of this stuff filled out. So when you send back the liability form, you're also sending back the data collected on the device itself. Additionally, there's one more page, and it talks about the instructions from the vendor, as well as graphic directions on how to install it. Let me get over to sharing. So here is the liability form. So you're going to have and this is the resident. You're going to have their address, and then it goes through all of the legal stuff. You know, it talks about release of liability, assumption of risk, all that typical form. So what we're going to do is we'll have that. They'll sign it, they'll date it, they're going to print their name, and then here is the information on the backside of that form. You're going to fill out the owner, the address, city, state, zip code, phone number. How many did we install? Number of devices on each oxygen line. Is it one? Is it two? Is it three? Is it four? There should be a minimum of two. You're going to confirm whether there's a smoker in the residence. If it's not a resident, a caregiver or whoever, they come in periodically and they smoke, just write in here a description. If it's yes, it's yes. I want to know who installed it, what's your employee number, the date you did it, and the time. On each of the devices on the packaging, and it's going to have an expiration date. The reason that's important is as this program continues months down the road or years down the road, we can put this in our database that says this device expires on February 28th, 2029. We can pull that up. We can take a look at it. We can approach the residents. Hey, you have one of these devices we've installed. It's about ready to expire. We'd like to go ahead and put a new one on for you. Then I also want to know, when did you send the form to me? And then this part is for me. We're gonna what date that we recorded it. I've left you a page here for any notes that you feel may be relevant for the whole program or for that device or whatever. Here are the directions that I told you about: intended use, precautions, warnings, instruction, installation, how to clean it and dispose of it, all that. Here are the graphic directions on how to install them, where to install them. And it talks about the oxygen generator. It talks about the portable tanks, the ones that you find in like satchels that where people are carrying it all around. There really isn't any other information that you can use. Now, what we're going to do, as soon as everybody gets this training and everybody reviews the information, I will go ahead and roll this program out. What I'd like to do is around March 1st, go ahead and start. So you'll have the information, you'll have the training, you'll have the knowledge. Go ahead and review this on each of the 3 unit days. Make sure that the people that are working nights only receive the information. And if you have any questions, you can go ahead and give me a call, and we'll be glad to help. So if there's anything I can do, or you have any ideas on future trainings, let me know, and we will make the best program we can for you guys. Thank you very much. Have a great day.